What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Mercedes Benz Northlake and we're going to take a look at the all new 2021 Mercedes Benz S 580. So huge shout out to them for providing this ultra luxurious sedan for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That link is down in the description below. But the 580 that you see behind me is finished off in obsidian black metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $115,000. So to start off today's review, we're gonna take a look at what powers this S580. In order to do that, we do need to gain access to the interior. So this is the key fob. All I'm gonna do is push on the unlock button. You'll see the door handles pop out along with the power folding side mirrors fold out. This is a really cool new design for this newer model. And then with the door open, we can go up underneath in the traditional location, pull on this red tab twice. We do have soft closing doors for this model as well, which is really nice to see. And as we work our way to the hood now, with the double latch there, all we have to do is pull this open, and that gains access to this 4-liter bi-turbo V8 engine. It also has the mild hybrid electric system, which adds about 21 horsepower from a 48-volt battery. So total output of 469 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. This does have the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, and all that power sent through the 9G-tronic 9-speed automatic transmission. This sedan also has a curb weight right around 4,700 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 4-second range, up to its top speed of 130 miles an hour. And it also has a fuel capacity of 22.2 gallons, so you can expect to see around 17 miles per gallon in the city and 25 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 126.6 inches. Its overall length is 208.2. It has a width of 76.9, a height of 59.2 inches, and its ground clearance measures in just over 5 inches. And then as we take a look at the exterior now for this all new 580, I'm gonna start off with the LED headlights. We have a really nice design with the LED DRL and turn signal on the upper section. Really nice triple beam design too. You can see we have some black in that housing just to match the exterior black. This model also has a forward-facing sensor nicely integrated into the grille, along with a camera. You can see all the parking sensors down in the lower section. So it's really nice how this is incorporated. You can see the chrome bars running right across it, as well as one running right down the middle. Plenty of cutouts to provide maximum cooling to that engine as well. We have a really nice design in the lower section with all of that mesh too. You can see a lot more chrome. We have it running around the black trim as well as down on the very lower section of the bumper. You can see it just has an overall clean design to it. Really nice lines running down the hood too. They even meet the top section of the grille here. You can see we have 2 Mercedes Benz badges as well. And then as we take a look at the side now, this model has the 20-inch wheels. Really nice two-tone design to them with a multi-spoke pattern. This model also has the Airmatic suspension. I already mentioned the side mirrors. You can also see the integrated turn signal and a camera underneath each one. The 3D camera system for this model is very impressive. I'll show that later on in today's video. This also has a full panoramic sunroof. You can see more chrome trim surrounding the windows. It's also on the lower section of the side skirt, running all the way down from wheel to wheel. And we have really subtle lines running down the side profile just to give it a clean look for this luxury sedan. As we work our way to the rear end now, you can see the LED taillights and turn signals, which have a really nice design to them. The backup camera is actually integrated up underneath. So you'll see right here, it will pop down when the backup camera is in use and be hidden just like it is right now when you're not using it. You can see the Mercedes Benz badge right in the middle, along with another chrome trim piece. It runs right through that power trunk. We have all of the parking sensors, along with more chrome trim surrounding the dual exhaust down at the bottom. And now we can move on to the interior of this 580. So I'm just gonna push the unlock button again. You'll see the door handles pop out as they did earlier. And we can move on to this very beautiful interior. You can see a lot of premium materials. We have the diamond stitch leather on the back, along with solid leather and stitching on the armrest. A lot of brushed aluminum. It's surrounding the release handle as well as lock and unlock. We have some really cool designs for the seat adjustments. So you can adjust the headrest, the lower section, you can recline them. Also new for the 21-year model is all of these buttons here are actually on one panel. So this is your memory seating adjustments as well as heated and ventilated. You can even move the front passenger seat as well just by pushing on this button. The vehicle does have to be on in order to use these, of course, but it's really nice to see that this is one button with multiple functions. We also have the headlight adjustments. You can see all the window controls, which are finished off in aluminum. There's also a sunshade that you can adjust, as well as the side mirrors. This does have the Burmester audio sound system that has 15 speakers. You'll see the trunk release along with a good amount of storage space. And as you can tell up top, this has the interior ambient lighting package with 64 different colors to choose from. We'll take a look at those once we get to the interior center screen, but a very nice door panel. As we work our way to the interior, you can see Mercedes Benz, and this model has the black Napa leather seats. Really nice design running down these seats, great bolstering support to them. And then looking at the steering wheel now, we have beautiful wood trim surrounding the outside with black leather and stitching on the inside. You can see some gloss black along with more brushed aluminum, just to tie it in nicely with the door panel. And now it's time to hop in. For the S580, you can see how large the door opening is, making it very easy to enter and exit. So I do have to reach a good bit, but you can see that we have the door handle nicely integrated on the back side here. So basically you just grab the armrest, and you'll see on the right side of the steering wheel, we have the engine start stop button as well as the engine start stop feature. And with my foot on the brake, let's go ahead and fire this up. And you'll see the gauge cluster here is a 12.8-inch screen with a lot of information to go through. We can control that using these buttons over on the left side of the steering wheel. So you can see a home button along with a toggle switch in the middle and a back button as well. So right now you can see we have the tach right in the center. There's a G-force meter, the fuel gauge. We have that EQ power boost system over on the right side, as well as some engine data. If I push on the home button now, you can see we are currently in the sport setting. I can also go over to the understated, where you can see it gets a little bit more laid back, so we don't have as much information. So it's really nice depending on how you want to drive this. You can see that backlighting is just a little bit different. So it's really nice to be able to control that. You can also pull up the navigation. So we have a large center screen here, so you can clearly see where you're going. You have your driver assistance, any services that you need to go into, look at your TPMS and all of that information. You'll also notice too, over on the left side, we have all of the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. And then over on the right side is Bluetooth, voice commands. You have volume for the radio. There's a favorites button that you can use, and that will pull up on the center screen, which we'll get to here in just a second, because this is how you control it. We have the same three buttons you saw for the center gauge cluster with home, the rotary dial or the swiping dial right in the middle, and then the back button too. And this is all new for the 21-year model. This is a 12.8-inch OLED screen, so there's a lot of information that you can go through. It is a touchscreen system, and you can see the same features that we saw on the center gauge cluster. So if I push on navigation, you can see that in full screen. You can also look at phone and radio. We can either swipe or push on these arrows on both sides, and you can look at comfort, so you can go into your seat, your ambient lighting if you want to. You can also look at the seat kinetics for your driver and passenger. You can go into the lumbar support, and you can get these dialed in exactly how you want it. So just by moving your finger around, I can feel the seat adjusting right now. So that's really nice. You have multiple ways to adjust that. We have the heat seating, of course, along with your seating position. You can reset everything. You can look at a lot of different technology features that are offered on this model. We have the collision avoidance, the cameras, parking. This does have a parking assistance. You can go into vehicle, look at a lot of information, the dynamic select. You can go into the lighting. As I mentioned earlier, this does have ambient lighting. You have 64 different colors that you can choose from. Going into this setting and just being able to change these. So if I go to green now, you should see the interior there. If I can get closer, it is now green. Very cool to be able to do this depending on your mood. You can go into system, information. You also have the dual zone climate control systems located on the left and the right side. We have the temperature, really nice screen to look at this information. We can go to the climate menu. You can look at where you'd like the air to go. You can sync these. You also have heated and cooled footwells, so you can adjust that with different settings here. Really cool feature to see. We also have some buttons for the radio there. You'll also notice too, just below that screen, we have 3 individual buttons with a lot of information within these buttons. So over on the right side, you can see volume and muting for the radio as well as power. There's also a button that you can push on to go through information. We have the hazards. If I push on the car here, that will pull down a lot of information from being able to raise this. You have your active steering assist, your tow away alarm, the Parktronic, which I believe is all the parking sensors. You can turn those on and off and see what's around the vehicle and how sensitive the sensors are. There's also the active lane keeping assist. And then also down there, we can push on the camera button. So you can see the top down view right now with a lot of different angles that we can go through. That is the backup camera. We have the forward facing camera. You can also use these side camera angles to get a good look at the driver and the passenger side. And you can also swipe on the screen too to see exactly what's around you in live time. Very awesome to see those graphics for this vehicle. You'll also notice too, we have more piano black surrounding all of this right in the center, where you can see 2 cup holders along with 2 USB-C ports. There's a little bit of storage on the left side, as well as a wireless charging port. So you can see just how far I can place my hand in there. Really nice spot to place your phone if you want it out of the way and charging at the same time. And I can just push on this button here, and that will close everything up, giving it a very clean look, leading all the way to the center armrest here, where all we have to do is push on this button, and you will see there's a lot of storage space in the center console area, along with 2 more USB-Cs, and we have the individual closing armrest. As we work our way to the glove box now, you can see there's a lot of room for all of your information that has to go there. This also has the interior fragrance, so that's where you can load those cans in order to get a nice smell on the interior of your S580. You'll also notice behind the center screen, there's a really large wood trim piece, giving it a great look. You can see we still have that green for the lighting, and this also has 4 center air vents too. We'll take another look at these seats, which have a really nice design to them. I love the diamond stitching running throughout them. And as I mentioned earlier, this has a full panoramic sunroof. It is split between the front passengers and the rear passengers. So we have those controls up front here. If I push on this button right here, you'll see the rear sunshade open up. And like I said earlier with some other buttons, this is one button with multiple functions. So we have a call me feature, there's the dome lights as well. You can see in the front, if I just push on this button here, that will open up the forward sunshade there. So you can see just how much lighting comes into this interior. Very beautiful interior. Also over on the steering wheel here, we have the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, which are finished off in brushed aluminum. And the stock over on the right side is how you put this vehicle into gear. So right now we are in park. If I go all the way down, that is for drive. All the way up is for reverse. And then if you just push on the end of the stock, that is for park. So it's very simple and straightforward to use. And so now it's time to take a look at the rear seat. So we'll shut this off, grab that door handle. And like I mentioned earlier, you have a lot of space in order to open up this door. We have the same door handles as you saw up front, of course. Just pulling on that, you can see the door panel is pretty much identical with the same materials. We have the window controls, along with some sunshade adjustments too, which I'll show here soon. You can see more brushed aluminum on that Burmester speaker, a little bit of storage space down below. This is really where you want to be in the back of the S580. We have a ton of room. I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height, and you can see how much room I have in front of my legs. There's a little bit of a storage bin. We have 2 air vents right in the center. You can see a 2-prong outlet along with 2 USBs right in the center, so you can charge some electronics. And then right in the center, there is this armrest here. So if I pull this down, you'll see there's a hard surface here. You can place your phone or other smaller items. You can also push on this button too. You'll see there's a lot of space on the back side there. And we also have a cutout. So if you'd like to put items and pass them through, you can open that up to the back storage area. And then as I mentioned earlier, let's go ahead and show these adjustments. So if I push on that upper left button, you will see the sunshades for this side go up. We have the button on the other side, so we can adjust those. You'll also notice 2 more. So we have one for the sunshade, of course, up top, and then one for the back. Pulling on that left one will be for the one on the back glass. You'll see that raise up. And then pulling on the last one, we can close the upper moonroof there. So you can really get hunkered down in the back, get that sun out, give you a little bit more privacy. Very nice to be able to do that with these adjustments. And of course you can raise and lower the window too, just by using the same one that we did for here. Once we have that all the way down, I'll push on it again. And now we have the window control. Definitely plenty of room for 3 people to be comfortable in the back. And so now let's move on to the trunk area. So I'm just gonna push the button up underneath. You can use the key fob too with the power trunk to go ahead and open that up. And you'll see there is a lot of storage space. The rear seats do not fold down, but you have that cutout as I mentioned. You can see a few tie-down hooks, a large trunk for this vehicle, which makes it very user-friendly. We also have hidden storage up underneath, and you can lock this open. If you need your hands free, you can have that open. Put in any items down there that you'd like to. You'll also notice a net over on the passenger side. We have the fragrance cans back here that you can load into the glove box as I showed earlier. And then this is the power trunk, so we have lock, and we also have the button to close it too. All right, so setting off in the all-new 2021 Mercedes Benz S580. This is a very luxurious sedan, as you've already seen in today's video. This is basically top level before it goes up to the Maybach. So this is a very nice interior, and for the 21-year model, we have a lot of changes, including this center screen here that has a lot of information in it. And I love how it's angled too, so it gives you a very good graphics as to what's on that screen. As we go over some of these speed bumps here, this is a very smooth driving car. I'm still in the parking lot, but even going over these speed bumps, it's absorbing them well. It's a very soft suspension, so it's going to give you that ultra luxurious ride as you're going down the road. So we're gonna give it a little bit of gas here and see how quickly this gets up. The exhaust is very, very quiet, but this just gets up and moves. There's no drama. It's just get up to the speed limit, and there's really no road noise or wind noise either. So this is going to provide you with that great daily driver if you just want to get away. And we're up to speed just like that. It's a very comfortable couch, if you want to call it. It's very smooth, getting up to the speed limit. It's pretty quick. I'm not doing anything crazy in today's video, but it's just so surreal how quiet this is. And we have a lot of technology. Brakes do a good job as we make a U-turn, quick UE here. It's so smooth to drive. It's unreal how to convey that on camera, but this is a very nice place to be. We have so many premium feeling materials like the wood trim, all the brushed aluminum, the leather. It is very, very nice. We have plenty of visibility too, so when you're driving this every single day, you can look over your left shoulder. The glass is pretty large there. We can look over our right shoulder there. It's so comfy. I love these seats. We have so many different options. As you've seen with the lumbar support, the massaging features, you can get these seats dialed in. They are in a great spot for me right now. But let's go ahead. We're gonna pop this into drive one more time there. So now we can use these paddle shifters, which have a pretty good feel to them. So from second gear, you can't even feel the shift changes. You go right into the next gear. So now switching to this camera angle, we're going to get up to the speed limit here. This is a very nice place to be. I love this interior. It does well going around turns too. I do have the navigation on at the moment there, so you can see how large that screen is. You can also have some other information going too at the bottom, so it's really nice how that's a very usable center system to go through. But as I said, going around that turn, it handles very well for the weight of this sedan. I love this interior ambient lighting. Even during the day, you can see it. I couldn't imagine driving this at nighttime with all of this color. It will definitely give you that cool feeling being behind the wheel and seeing all of that light. We're going to adjust the climates there real quick. Steering wheel has a really nice feel to it. I love these notches on both sides. And now with these paddle shifters, we'll go ahead and do another quick pull here. And just like that, we are up to speed. So smooth in these shifts. Steering wheel though, really nice design. I love all of these controls. There's a lot of information going on, but it's very easy to adjust all of this information. So I love all of the technology features that are offered in this model. It also has a lot of standard safety features. We have the blind spot, lane keeping assist, lane departure. There are so many standard safety features that come in this model. It's very nice to see. It's just such a quiet and elegant riding sedan. Definitely a great spot to be behind the wheel of. plenty of room for your passengers too. As you've seen with the passenger seat, there is a small net over on the passenger footwell, but you have plenty of room for your backseat passengers, or if you want to be that backseat passenger, you saw the trunk space. So this is a great daily driver to put in anything that you'd like. So I think that's going to wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive getting behind the wheel of this 2021 Mercedes Benz S580. Once again, massive shout out to Mercedes Benz Northlake for providing this vehicle for me today. I'll have their information down in the description below. Definitely check them out. If you enjoyed today's review, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.